friends! So today I've decided to film a little how-to video, and that is how to avoid creepy guys not only in the bar but in life. Now this is a little challenge I face nearly every time I go out, and I want to create a little guide of how to avoid these creepy guys without sacrificing your natural beauty or your cute outfits. So here's some steps to avoid the creepy creeps. Now the first thing you can do, which I have actually done in 2 situations just a couple weeks ago, is to create language barriers. Whether they be true or not, you can create them. This really helps if you're bilingual because you can understand what they're saying and then just use your second language to, you know, kind of push them away, which is what I did twice in Quebec in a matter of 2 days. Now the first time, thinking back to it now, really creepy situation. My friend Brittany and I were, you know, walking on the street as you do at night, and this van pulled up to us, and he rolled down his window. This old guy in this creepy van. We weren't ourselves that night, otherwise I would have been terrified. Anyways, so he starts saying, "Ah, salut les filles," and you know what I responded? I said, "No French." He just drove away, you know, they can't understand you. They ain't interested. No habla inglés, sorry. There's this other time where this creepy guy was in front of me in the Tim Hortons line. He was probably like 40, 50, and you know, we're just waiting. It's taking a long time. Now there'd been a lot of tourists in this mall, and this guy was English in the middle of Quebec, and he turns and he's like, "Oh, it's sure taking a long time," and I'm just like, he's like, "Oh, you have really pretty eyes," and I'm just like, he's like, "No English?" I'm like, "Français!" So there you go, my friends. Just create some language barriers. Another thing that I highly recommend that you do is to not continue the conversation. So like I did, just kind of, you know, nod, don't say much in return, because it's when you give them the attention that they keep talking to you. Now this other time, this creepy guy, see, all my stories start like that. It's part of being a girl in 2018. This creepy guy found us in Old Quebec, and he started talking to us, and one of my friends kind of continued the conversation. Well, this guy followed us to the university and got off at the university. So yeah, if they're creepy, just kind of keep the conversation to a minimal. I find that works so well. They might keep trying, but eventually they'll feel defeated and they'll stop. So I'm just always like, and they go away. The third thing that you can do to avoid creepy guys in life is to go out to the bar with your guy friends. Now you don't have to be dating them, but your guy friends, it's sad to say, like, it's sad that I have to have a guy with me to feel safe, but that's the world. We're working on changing that, but for the time being. So my friend Sarah and I, y'all know Sarah, we were at the pub and no one was on the dance floor. So we went and we started dancing. You know, we probably looked ridiculous because it was only the 2 of us. These creepy guys started coming up to us and trying to make a move. Well, that's when we went and got our 2 friends and said, "Okay, come on, come help us." Some guys will still persist, but I do feel safer when I have a guy that I trust with me. So that's another tip you can use. The next tip I have, which is one that's been used for years on end, is to pretend to be a lesbian lover with your girlfriends. Now, this works most of the time. Some guys are sadly into that and they don't back off. But one of my friends and I did do that trick back in November when we were at the bar. Now this guy, what I found particularly disgusting about him is that, you know, he'd try to get up close to me and I'd be like, "Oh, no." So then he'd go up to my friend and he'd be like, "Oh, hello," and she'd be like, "Mm-mm." Then he'd go up to Marella and be like, "Hey there." Pick one, and if that doesn't work out, go somewhere else, because it's significantly creepy when you're just moving along the group. Another solid tip is just pretend to be married. Not engaged, not dating someone, married. Because guys, if you have a boyfriend, they're like, "Ah, whatever." But if you're married, some people have more respect for that. So that is another tip that my friend Anna and I used to use a lot back in the fall. And my final tip, which might be the most powerful of them all, is to Meghan Trainor him. Most guys, if they see that you're very sincere and you give them a firm ol' no, they will back off. The respectful ones will for sure. You will still have some creepy ones, but just stand strong, go out in groups, and yeah, the best way to avoid creepy guys is to avoid creepy guys, but you can't always do that in life. So like I said, no habla inglés, lesbian lovers, guy friends, don't continue conversation, and be strong, be firm, and tell those fellows no. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little guide of how to avoid creepy guys in the bar and in life. These are some of the tricks I've started to use and can be quite effective. Subscribe to see what else I come up with this summer. Make sure to check out my vlogs because I pour my heart and soul into them, and I hope you all have a great day.